All right, so we are live now on YouTube for our guests who want to join us across the continent. Yes, we are still admitting more of our guests. You can hear me, please. I need to know who is on standby, please. All right. Thank you for joining early. Thank you for joining early. I need to know who is on standby, please. Emanuela, Sam?
I'm on standby. Can you hear me?
Please.
I'm on
All right.
standby.
I
Yeah.
can hear you now, please. I
Yes.
need you on standby. Please kindly add our guests as hosts. Kindly make them hosts.
Okay.
Yes. Kindly make them hosts so we can then mute others until we need them unmuted. As we start. Yes, thank you. Is already a co-host, Dr. Ahmed, Dr. Joseph, and Dr. Frank. So kindly make them co-hosts. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, thank you. So let me start by saying Ramadan Mubarak to all our Muslim vets on the call. We pray that this season will bring you peace, will bring you good health, abundant blessing. Thank you so much for joining, despite the celebration out there. And good evening to everyone once again. Our distinguished vets, colleagues all over Africa, our partners. Thank you so much for joining early. Thank you for joining to this edition of Vet Connect AfriVet Chronicles. It is truly a privilege to have every one of you here this evening. Whether you are joining us from Nigeria or from Uganda or even other African countries or beyond, I want you to know that this gathering is not isolated. We are part of a growing interconnected movement. And what we are doing is that we are shaping the future of animal health on the continent. So my name is Dr. Abiodun Samuel, and I am honored to be hosting today's section again. First, I want to sincerely appreciate every single person who made time to be here in a profession as demanding as ours, showing up for conversations like that. You are committed not just to your personal growth, but also uh, to the advancement of veterinary medicine in Africa as a whole. I also want to specially recognize our speakers for today, Dr. Frank, Dr. Joseph, Dr. Maxwell, Dr. Ahmed. Um, Thank you so much for accepting to share your knowledge and your journey and your insight with us this evening. Platforms like this are only as impactful as the voices that shape them. And we do not take your presence for granted. We are very grateful. It's also pertinent that I mentioned that the AfriVet Chronicles was born out of a simple but a very powerful idea. And what's the idea? The idea of we can share our challenges that are worth addressing, and also bring about solutions that are worth sharing. So for a very long time, many of our realities as African vets have been underrepresented. We have a lot of struggles of building practice, clinical practice in almost a resource limited environment. Also the struggle of resilience that is required to navigate several complex systems across Africa, and also the innovation that emerges from necessity. These are stories that the world needs to hear. And we always imagine in Kenya, in Rwanda, and all of that. But when we come together like this, we bring those ideas, those stories together, and we are able to shape the animal health system in Africa at large. But most importantly, share them ourselves. We need a platform like this where we can share, what is happening across the veterinary ecosystem in Africa. Because when we hear each other, we learn from each other, and when we learn from each other, we grow together. And when we grow together, we transform not just our own individual practice, but the entire ecosystem of animal health across Africa. And this event is hosted by VetConnect. Connect, our mission has always been very, very clear. I'm very clear. What we do is that we and animal health and animal owners, while also empowering professionals with the tools, the visibility, and the opportunities that they need to thrive, just like AfriVet Chronicles. So today's section is a continuation of that mission. It's not your regular webinar, it's a conversation. Like I was telling one of our speakers this evening on the platform, it's going to be a place where we can reflect on our stories, most importantly, where we can um, uh, where it can serve as a catalyst for action. So, as we begin this evening, I want to encourage every one of us to be fully present. Don't join and drop your phone and do other things. I want you to be present. Enjoy this 1 hour. Take note if you need to ask questions when the time comes. Share your thoughts in the chat. Share your thoughts when we request to, by unmuting your mic. Engage with the speakers. Get to know what is happening. Don't just listen. I want every one of us to participate, because the value that will be taken away from this section will not come from only what is said, but how we engage with our speakers. And our theme for today is very timely and is very important. And I believe that the conversations we'll be having this evening will change our perspective and will spark a lot of ideas and would inspire new approaches to how we practice and lead in these professions. Our theme for this evening is Young African, surviving, thriving, and building as a young African veterinarian. As young vets, we are at a critical intersection between animal health, human health, and economic development. And the role we play is bigger than the clinics that we are trying to have, the farms, the consultations. We are in a space, in a bigger space of food security, public health, and all others. So that means that the conversation we'll be having this evening really, really matter. And lastly, before we proceed, I want to encourage every one of us to have a mindset of openness. There will definitely be diverse opinions from our speakers, different experiences, varying perspective, but that's the beauty of a platform like this. So let's listen to understand. Yes, and let's also engage with respect and let us live better than we came. So once again, thank you very much for joining us this evening. And at this point, we'll be moving into the core of today's section, and I'm excited for what lies ahead. So once again, welcome to AfriVet, Vet Connect AfriVet Chronicles. Welcome, everybody. All right. So just before I begin the conversation with our speakers, I'll be sharing the bio of our speakers, while after sharing that, they would also unmute their mic and they would just say hi to our audience. So I want to be sure that every of our guests, their co-hosts. All right, yes, I think they are. All right, so I would be starting with Dr. Frank Simbwa. Dr. Frank Simbwa is a Ugandan veterinary surgeon. He currently specializes in small animal practice with strong interest and experience in animal welfare and wildlife veterinary medicine. Dr. Frank, you can unmute your mic and say hi to our guests.
Yes, hello everyone. Uh, just like he has mentioned, my name is Frank Simbwa, a veterinary surgeon in Uganda. Yeah, operating a small animal practice in Kampala, Uganda. Yeah, we shall be chatting more. They have just told me to say hi, so hello everyone. Enjoy the session.
All right, sir. Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Frank. Dr. Frank is joining us from Uganda and will be sharing insights as a Ugandan veterinarian. Next, I would love to introduce Dr. Ahmed Said Olaide. Dr. Said Ahmed is a doctor of veterinary medicine, is a Nigerian veterinarian and a global health advocate. He was recognized as the 2025 Veterinary Student of the Year by the World Veterinary Association. He currently leads the antimicrobial resistance and biosecurity project and heads the BioShield initiative. Is also the BioShield initiative is the winner of the Trinity Challenge seed funding, and they are driving the level of biosecurity lockout AMR campaign. Dr. Ahmed currently is serving under the NYSC, which is in National Youth Service Corps in Osun State, where he provides clinical services and advances responsible antimicrobial use while he is championing research and policy solutions to combat AMR across Africa. Let's welcome Dr. Ahmed Said. You can unmute your mic and say hi to our guests.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and thank you very much, Dr. Abiodun. I like introduce me. I am Dr. Said Olaide Ahmed. I'm a veterinarian from Nigeria and currently a veterinary officer at Ibokun Veterinary Station, Osun State. It's nice to be here this evening. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. It's nice to have you around, sir. And third on my list, I would love to introduce Dr. Maxwell Dexler Apomfo. Dr. Maxwell is the CEO of LA Sierra Logistics, a social enterprise that specializes in wastewater treatment using biotechnology and construction methods. Dr. Amo Toilet Digester Liquid and Master House Biodigester Toilet Construction. His interests include telemedicine and one medicine promotion. Thus, the collaboration between human health professionals and veterinary health professionals towards the advancement of medical practice that benefit both humans and animals in the areas of comparative medical interventions, surgical interventions, and diagnosis and management of zoonotic diseases. Dr. Maxwell, please say hi to our guests.
Yes, hi. Good evening. My name is Dr. Maxwell Ampofo. Currently, we are even on our way from traveling from the northern part of Ghana towards Accra, and I'm glad to be with you as we drive along. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maxwell. Thank you for joining us this evening. And last but not the least, Dr. Joseph. This is the second time Dr. Joseph will be joining us on the AfriVet Chronicles. Dr. Joseph Mbuthia Kamau. Dr. Joseph is a young, ambitious veterinarian currently undertaking his internship with the Kenya Wildlife Service, stationed at Oipejeta Conservancy. Being a young vet, Dr. Joseph comes with many expectations and aspirations, especially the desire to grow and gain hands-on experience. He currently works within a leading wildlife conservancy, and that has deepened his passion for wildlife conservation and reinforced the critical role veterinarians play in protecting endangered species and preserving biodiversity. Dr. Joseph, you can unmute and say hi to our guests.
Hi everyone. Good. Nice to be back here at Vet Connect. I'm Dr. Joseph Mputhia Kamau, station at Oipejeta Conservancy. Yeah, and currently I'm now the resident vet at the Seattle Chimpanzee Sanctuary. Yeah, it's nice to be here and looking forward to an interactive session. Thank you. Back to you, Dr. Bidon.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joseph. We are glad to have you here this evening. All right, so let's get straight into the conversation. I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting one. So I'm going to start in this manner. I'm going to be directing some questions to every one of you. Why some I'm going to be directing it at specific enjoy the conversation. Let it be real. Let's have a real-time experience of how you're surviving, thriving, and building as a young African veterinarian. So I'll start with Dr. Maxwell, then to Dr. Ahmed, Dr. Joseph, and Dr. Fang. How have you been surviving as an African vet in your country? Dr. Maxwell.
Yes, thank you very much once again. Actually, it has not been easy, basically because it's not that maybe probably once you are done with first school, then after your housemanship, then you have access to be employed by the government or even the private sector. And that is how come, apart from veterinary medicine, we have also navigated to look at other areas of, which has other opportunities that we can also embark on. I started even way back before vet school. So I also decided that why don't I also enhance whatever that I know so much of. And then even right at first, some of us had to still depend on some, construction, some construction contracts in order for us to pay our school fees. So you can just imagine. And then, and by the special grace of God, today I have a staff of 10. And I mean, we are doing very well. We are doing very well. Thank you very much.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Yes, Dr. Ahmed.
Well, surviving as a vet in Nigeria has been, how do I describe it? Should I say it's been like a roller coaster, having a lot of opportunities in the profession, and then also trying to think which path should I follow, being a young vet, a new graduate from the university. But recently, government, even though I've been involved in a lot of things before my graduation from veterinary schools, so I felt, okay, I can, like they used to tell us, we are diverse as a veterinarian. You can actually do a lot of things and then you can do them perfectly well. So I feel, okay, let me try to gain more experience in my clinical practice. Should I say fortunately and unfortunately for me, where I was posted, I was the only veterinarian and I am the only veterinarian there. So I remember my first case I had was actually equine. That would be the first time I'll be dealing directly with the horse on my own. So it was more of like eye opener. I was running a basket. I had to go back and read a lot, and then a lot of experience in clinical practice, and then it's been a very good experience for me. And also, I deal in every other activities I've been engaging in before leaving veterinary schools, including trying to be a public health expert. I was very to that, especially during my days in school, the advocacy awareness. And recently, I was leading a project and actually say, should I say, opened a lot of opportunities for me, which was leading a campaign across Nigeria. Opportunities, I'll be able to network with a lot of professionals. And recently, I got to lead the infection prevention control for the Nigerian Youth Committee of Practice, which is supported by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. So being a veterinarian, being a young veterinarian, to be honest, it is like a very wide approach for me. And I believe we can be as diverse as possible. And I know we can actually be the best in all this niche. Like you stated earlier, we are not limited to clinical practice alone. There's public health aspect, there's food security. And I think I've been engaging with all these sectors ever since my ever since I started practicing as a vet in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Joseph, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm having issues with my network. But yeah, so my experience as a young vet, just graduating from school and getting to come into a space which is not so common, and getting to interact with different people, different personnel, from vets to rangers to uh, different partners. I'd say it's been a great experience. I can't complain. It has ups and downs, but by the end of the day, I always look forward to the good moments spent and the good experiences gained. So on my end, I'd say it's tough, yes, but yeah, I always get to see the beauty of it by the end of the day. And working in a space where you work in a difficult field, different terrain, different weather conditions. Yeah, but by the end of the day, I always find the beauty in it, and I've really enjoyed the experience. And yeah, and learning and having good mentors and role models who guide me in every step of the way. And having a great team together with me has made my experience quite good as a young vet in the veterinarian field. Yeah, so I'd say I've enjoyed and I'm enjoying it. So that's my view from my side. Thank you.
All right. Please. Dr. Frank, are you there? Dr. Frank?
Yes, please, I'm there. Sorry, I was not hearing anything. I don't know whether it's my network or what, but after the previous present, I didn't hear you well, but it's okay. Yeah, good evening once again. How I'm surviving as a young veterinarian. Well, that was the question, right? Yeah, so I hope I'm being heard by no online. I could be speaking and then all right, hopefully I'm being heard. So yeah, veterinary field is a wide range of things, just like the earlier panelists have mentioned. We have lots of you can engage in public health, wildlife, and so on. So life can be a little bit tricky, right? From vet school, you've just graduated, and you have to choose because at times you can't end up practicing everything. So one thing that has managed to make me to keep me
Okay.
surviving. Yes, please, are you saying anything? Right. Yeah, so I was mentioning that one thing that has managed to keep me surviving is that first, right away from vet school, I was very open to any kind of fields. Did some wildlife, got into. We have several national parks here. Got attached to some sort of internship, sort of volunteering kind of thing. But I was open to learning new skills and at least finding a field where I could attach myself. Yeah, tried some wildlife because I had interests there, animal welfare. Yeah, then finally landed into small animal practice because that's where I got my first case that I was working on as personally as an individual. Yeah, and it sort of shaped me because it gave me that challenge of reading more about dogs and cats and probably entering into that. But yeah, what I would say is that throughout that entire period, right from graduation, I've been having mentors because for the wildlife, got attached to some lecturers who could help me connect me to those wildlife, to the game parks and so on. Small animal practice, the same thing. Got involved with a doctor at a small animal practice where I did my internship, and then yeah, he equipped me with lots of skills that led me into what I am currently. So to any young veterinarian out there, I would say, yeah, as you're just finishing the course and graduating, you have to at least one be open. Key things I would take from my surviving: be open to any field. Yeah, I know people at times set passions that I have a passion in poultry, I have a passion in livestock, but out here things are different. Once you graduate, you have to survive. You need to look for something to exchange for money. So you have, in the end, the outside world teaches you that you have to be open to anything that comes first. So be open, seek mentorship,
Ella, can you
always have
confirm
those,
if you heard Dr.
talk to them. Yeah, they will help you here and there. Then, yeah, learn continuously because up to now we still continue to learn. So I've been learning continuously even after
Emanuela, can you hear
grad.
me?
Yes, Doc, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, are you guys saying something?
I, yes, Dr.
I've not been
Abiodun.
able to pick one. Yes, I've not been able to pick one uninterrupted sentence.
Able to pick what? Come again?
I was hearing him. I can hear what he's saying.
Am I clearly audible?
Yes, Doc. I can hear Dr. Frank on my end.
Alright, so I guess I should continue. That's right. But yeah, anyway, I was coming to a conclusion, just a quick small take home for the young veterinarians out there who are tuning in and listening in. Yeah, be open, seek mentorship from seniors. They could be lecturers, they could be people in the different fields we are interested in, just like I did for the wildlife and small animal. Uh, then, of course, build that resilience and always maintain some integrity, and yeah, you can be able to survive as an African vet. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Frank. I think Dr. Abiodun is having a little network issue. He'll be joining back shortly. Thank you very much for that emphasis on seeking mentorship and always being ready to learn. Thank you very much, sir. I hope every vet student, every young professional has learned from all the inputs by our panelists. Um, Dr. Abiodun is not yet back on the call. Please give me a few minutes. Okay, I think he's back. Dr. Abiodun, Dr. Frank is done. You can take over now. Hello, Doc. Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you very much to everyone who has
Yes, I can
introduced.
hear you.
Okay, okay. So, Dr. Frank is done. I think you can take over from there.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Frank. I guess you know, we are having a bit of network interruption, but I'm sure that it's going to be fine very soon. I just want to be sure if you can hear me, Dr. Frank.
Yes, please, I can now hear you, though previously
I
a
can
little
hear you.
bit low. I don't know that you all everyone has some issue.
All right, thank you very much. Dr. Ahmed.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I stopped hearing you.
Oh,
Hello, can you still hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you now. I was asking, do you have any moments in your career so far from being a veterinary student to where you are currently that you almost said, I don't think veterinary medicine is it for me? Have you had any moment? Can you share that moment with us if you have had any?
Okay. Well, um, I've had, should I call it, as a scenario like that in my head in the past. I think that was when I just started veterinary school. Yeah, I almost gave up on veterinary medicine because was in my year 2, and I wrote some exams and I got a very, very bad score. I've never imagined like, and that would be the first time I'll be doubting my intellectual capacity. I was like, no, is it possible? Are you sure I'm meant to be in this class? And I remember I asked myself that, well, maybe I should just change to another profession, or maybe this is just not my path. Then I went home. I remember I left the class that day. I left for the entire day. I stopped going to class. And then when I got home, I slept, I woke up, and I said, oh, but I chose this thing myself. And I believe I can actually do it. And then a few weeks after, there was an induction of some of my senior colleagues then into veterinary profession. Then I thought, and I was like, are these people actually better than me? If they can do it, I think I can do it too. They were facing challenges when they were in school, I guess. And majority of them were still able to make it through. And who advised me that wherever I'm going, I'm not going to face challenges too? Is this something I'm doing wrong that I need to do right? And then that was the beginning of another end back then. And I think in my 5th year as well, I think I had another episode where I failed woefully in one of my medicine course. And I was like, are you sure I want to practice? Are you sure I even want to be a veterinarian? Like a clinical practice aspect of this profession. Then, and I I followed one of my professor to a farm. Then I realized that, oh, we are not magicians, we are not all knowing. We have limitations. And once we're able to, once what I noticed from what happened, the scenario that happens on the farm was that, oh, we can all make mistakes because mistake occurs. And then the most important thing is to acknowledge the mistake, try to rectify it. That was another impact. And should I call it the impact assessment I had of myself in my 50 years? I can be a clinician too. And to be honest, that was the first scenario I faced immediately I left veterinary school. Being a veterinarian, the first case I had was equine. It belongs to the king where I was posted. And then it was my first week of resumption at work. And then I just got a call from the DVS that, oh, there is so case and they require the attention of veterinarian. It belongs to the king and I need to go there now. And my project officer was not around. He was out of town for another project and I was the only one. I was shaking when I got there, like, how do I handle the case? I've never in my life handled equine case before. I tried my PO number, the number was switched off. I need to do something. Then I started thinking, started going here and there, and I was able to do my best. Then I was able to stabilize the situation, and by evening, I called some of my professors. Like the way one of the speaker spoke earlier, mentorship is very, very important. We are not all knowing, but there are many people that have much more experience than you. And the best thing is to utilize that. I called some of my professors from the university. I called some that I met on the field. I called some even from another schools that I just had interaction with them. Oh, sir, I have a case of equine. I know there is a peculiarity to this thing. And how do you think I should approach? This is the situation on ground. This is what I've done. What do you think I can do better? And then he said, oh, don't use that drugs. That one is counterproductive. It will complicate the issue. And from then, I was able to gain a lot of confidence. And right from there, I was like, oh, this is very, very beautiful. Clinical practice is actually sweet. The anxiety, the excitement that comes when you get the results, the bad feelings when you didn't get the desired outcome. I think it keeps you going. It keeps you wanting more. And I think those are some of the experience, some of the episodes I've had, like that made me doubt my choice of being a veterinarian. Thank you. Can you still hear me? I stopped hearing you, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I've just trying to make it as brief as possible. I think so. Those are some of the
Most times, as African, okay, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Please continue. Sorry.
That young
Hello, Dr. Abiodun. If you are talking, I can barely hear you on my end. Okay. I think his network is still bad. Thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed. That was an amazing response. I can imagine handling an equine case for the very first time. Thank you very much, sir. That insight has also helped me. Um, I'm still waiting on Dr. Abiodun to join the call back. While we wait, um, if you have any questions regards to what we've discussed already, the answers from our panelists, you can quickly drop that in the comment section so you don't forget. And we'll do our possible best to attend to them once it's time. Thank you, everyone, once again. If you have not introduced yourself in the comment section, please do so. We would like to know where you are joining us from. I think something I caught from the reply by Dr. Ahmed was the need to always connect and stay in touch. See how the people he connected with before graduation helped him solve the case. So, like this platform, it's a platform to connect and get to know people in different um, areas of vet medicine and not just vet medicine. And we have Dr. Frank here, who is a wildlife professional. Yeah. So thank you very much, everyone. The network is terrible here in Nigeria. My apologies. Okay, so while we wait for Dr. Abiodun to be back on the call, I think the next question will be directed to Dr. Joseph. Can you please enlighten us also about a time in vet school you felt like this is not for you, or you felt like it was too hard, just as Dr. Ahmed has shared his own experience? Can you share with us an experience of such?
So I'm going to agree with what Dr. Said has said. I think my experience in campus was one. I started my studies back in 2019, and then 2020 COVID came, and that was one of the points I was like, do I really need to be a vet, or should I change my perspective and do something different? Because as you know, COVID messed almost everything up. But instead of giving up, I looked for an alternative way to keep me busy and ventured into dog business, breeding dogs and taking care of them, training them. That sparked back my zeal and desire to be a vet. And then I'd say something very tough is exams. Exams sometimes make you rethink your decision because you find you prepared quite well for a paper and then questions are set in a very difficult way and you kind of probably don't get what you expected. And you kind of feel like, am I really doing this or should I look for something else to do? But those were some bit of tough moments, and how I managed to handle them was having a discussion groups, discussing both my classmates, the lecturers, just exchanging ideas here and there, and it made life in campus way easier and sparkled back my desire and zeal to practice. Then also something that also assisted me was participating in practicals, much of the practicals when it comes to castrations, spaying, and other activities in the different species that comes to small animal and also large animals. Then I also volunteered to a few clinics where I gained experience and had uh, hands-on experience on ground, where I could go to clinics probably over the weekend, work a few cases here and there. Sometimes I would participate in vaccination campaigns, TNR, neutering campaigns, and that kept me going and gave me the strength to move. So I'd say I have experienced such occasions, but how I managed to get through is working together with my peers in classes, working together with my lecturers, volunteering in different activities. Yeah, and it made my life quite beautiful. And now here I am after graduating, and I can say that yeah, I'm proud and happy to be a vet and being able to help these amazing animals. Yeah, so I'd say that's from my side of the story. Yeah, that would be my side of the story. Thanks.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Joseph. I was mentioning earlier that one of the challenges we face as young African vets, still thriving. We might not be able to afford Starlinks now, so we are managing all the several networks here, and we are still having network failure. Anyways, I'm very sure that we'll get there very soon. Dr. Maxwell, if you, from your experience so far, what do you think is one general mistake that young vets keep making when they start out this veterinary professional journey? Dr. Maxwell.
I can't see him on the call again. I think he has network issues too.
Okay, all right. Dr. Frank, would you like to answer that question, please? What one mistake do you think that young vets keep making and making and making, when we are starting out our business and our professional journey? Dr. Frank.
He's also not on the call, sir.
All right. Dr. Ahmed. Dr. Ahmed.
Okay. Can you please rephrase the question again for me, sir?
Yeah, I said, what is one mistake do you think that young vets make when we are starting out our professional career, from your own perspective?
Okay. Well, one major mistake I would say, I've seen some of my colleagues that we finished together. I think some of us have at the back of our mind when starting out is limiting ourselves to a narrow view of the profession. And we thinking success only come from one niche. So, and in reality, veterinary medicine is much, much broader. Like I can say, some people
Yes.
will say they are surprised when they see me in clinical practice, that they never believe I can even practice after school.
I can
So
try.
exactly. So, and that was the first thing. That was the first opportunity I even had to make money after graduating from veterinary school with my certificate.
Yeah.
So, I would say veterinary medicine is much more broader. Like it span across a lot of things. Should we talk about public health, research, policy, food safety, and more? So, when young vets like myself, when we focus only on one specific niche, thinking, oh, I'm narrowing down my path to this particular niche, then
Yes.
most of the time we often feel frustrated by that, especially due to a lot of systemic challenges and income constraint that might come through that. Imagine me just limiting myself to, oh, I just want to focus on research. I don't have any business with clinical practice, or limiting myself to, I don't want to explore any other opportunities that the profession might even, you are not so certain that this is the right choice I'm making. Why not give yourself the little, should I say, benefit of doubt? Explore other opportunities. You might even be better in other niche compared to what you thought you are better at. So I would say the key is to explore and position ourselves where our strengths and our interests align, and be able to accommodate, like be open. Let us try to be open-minded. Yes, whenever we approach any niche in veterinary medicine, we cannot all be everywhere. We need mentorship, like I think Dr. Frank talked about it earlier. But you still try to approach every other. Is it the marketing segment? Do you think I can even make money of it? See, starting as a young vet that doesn't have any much experience, I will recommend try as much as possible to check which of the niche you think you can do better. If clinical practice come, if it is vaccination, join them to do it. And if it is research, you have the opportunity to try to key into it, learn one or two things, pick experience here and there, and then after a few months, after a few experience, you can now decide, oh, I think I prefer this particular area. I think that's one of the mistakes I think some of us used to do. We used to
experience whenever we finish from veterinary school. So I believe that shift in mindset can actually change both the impact and our career satisfaction if properly managed. I think and that's one of the major mistake I think young veterinarians make when we are starting our career. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed. So from Dr. Ahmed's experience, let's not restrict ourselves to one particular niche. Let's not think that, I'm going to be a clinical practitioner and then we restrict ourselves to that particular area of veterinary medicine and not exploring other areas. Yeah, Dr. Joseph, from your experience in Kenya as a young vet, do you think that as African veterinarians, underpricing our value, are we underpricing our value or the market is the problem? Dr. Joseph,
Okay.
do you think
That's a very
do you think we are
that's a very,
underpricing our value? Yes. Go ahead, sir.
okay. That's a very interesting question. And I love a very interesting answer to that question. So I'd say for one, with my experience in Kenya is that not actually probably in Kenya, I can say in Kenya, is that we don't actually undervalue ourselves. I think it's the policies which are normally maintained that probably affect how people see us out there. There's the mindset of people thinking that a veterinarian is just somebody to come inject your cat, your livestock, your dogs, just injections. Not so much as per human medicine. It's just perspective that they're just injecting medication. They're doing nothing fancy. But deep down, I think we have one of the most complex careers because, for one, you are the optician, you are the dentistry, you are the cardiologist, you are the radiologist, you are the anesthetist.
Yes.
So we are quite a very big and very specially packaged that you can address different cases without even going to refer to more scenarios. So I'd say it's just, I think, more of the mentality with most people out here and not us undervaluing ourselves. And I think with the way time is growing and time is moving on, the mindset is changing. I can say that based on the Kenyan space, that people are getting now to understand and appreciate our work and what we do. So I think it's more how we pioneer our work outside there. Most people don't understand what it takes and everything we're doing, but I think by us sharing what we do, how we do it, and such events like these Vet Chronicles campaigns, exercises, people are able to understand what we actually do outside there. So I'd say it's not us undervaluing ourselves or underperforming, but it's more of what people perceive of a veterinarian just in general. So I'd say we are doing good, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that we are now heading in the right direction, and people are getting to appreciate everything that you do. Yeah. So yeah, that would be me from my side.
Yes, sir. So do you think that in our profession and in this veterinary business, do you think that we as African vets, we are actually undervalued? I asked the question about underpricing our value. Do you think as African vets, we undervalue ourselves, not the people undervaluing us now?
Yeah, I'd say for one, sometimes we compromise because let's say I want to do a castration and then charge like 20,000 Kenyan shillings, and somebody tells you I can't get that. Most of the times you always say, okay, well, how much do you have? How much can you pay me? And we go for that. But I think if we could do our work based on our value. I know sometimes we have these. Most of us love. Okay, I'm sure all of us love animals, and you have this. You don't want to see the animals suffering and stuff. But I think sometimes we let our emotions take control of what we do. Because you see this animal is in pain, you're like, okay, the client doesn't have money, but I need to treat this animal because the animal is in pain. So what do? You go treat the animal, and then later on you have issues with the payments. So I think we need to just be strict and firm with what we do. As far as we are working and treating these animals, we also need to have strict policies, because if you give a quality service, then you need the best payment. So I think it's more of the service we give. Just show the client the value of what you're doing, because sometimes the people will just say it's just castration, nothing fancy about it. But you see, if they know the value of what is being done, the drugs you're using, just explain to them before whatever you're doing, the value of it. It could make people understand that you're not overpricing them, but you actually, that is the value that that thing belongs to. So I think it's more of it's not from us, it's how people perceive. If people could really understand what to do, then they wouldn't just undervalue. We wouldn't undervalue us. So I'm saying it's less of us. Sometimes we undervalue ourselves, yes, but by us undervaluing ourselves in the name of helping the animals, which is a good thing, that's how people then just undervalue and don't see our worth. So I think it's a two-way thing. It's both us undervaluing ourselves in some scenarios where you have to go low so that we help the animal. Then in that space, client also sees, okay, if he can do this from 15,000 to 2,000, then there's no need of me paying another vet 20,000. I'll always be strict and say, the other vet treated my cat with 5,000, so I'll always be strict, be like 5,000. So yeah, so I think it's something just need to change the mentality of people and everybody else here. Yeah.
I also think that, that change in mentality should also start from us. Just like you made an example of the scenario where we have varying prices of a procedure by different vets. I think that we also, as young veterinarians, should set that standard. We should set the standard of practice, most times. But the problem is also part of why we are having this discussion, the problem of survival. As young vets, we want to start out, and then whatever comes is just like a hungry dog out there. Whatever is thrown at it, it just grabs it. So, working in that kind of space needs a lot of orientation, and that's why we are having this kind of discussion on this kind of platform, where we are able to reorientate ourselves that, okay, yes, we are coming into a professional, niche, and we need to act as such. So when we are out there, especially as young veterinarians, we don't go against the modus operandi of how we should act professionally, where, because I need this cash right now, I want to compromise, like Dr. Joseph mentioned, I want to compromise doing this thing for this very ridiculous amount, where the standard, price of the veterinary medical profession warrants a higher sum. So those are the things that actually brings about the topic of being undervalued, and people also, undervaluing us. So I can see Dr. Maxwell back here. Thank you very much, Dr. Joseph. Dr. Maxwell, can you confirm if you are with us? You
Yes,
can
yes,
unmute your
I'm with
yes.
you. My network, I have issue with my network. I'm back. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Dr. Maxwell, while we're reading your bio, we see that you have, migrated from clinical veterinary practice. Now you are into waste management, you are into bio waste, you are into waste business, One Health. Can you just take us through that process of being a veterinarian into that kind of space, and if there's any link?
Okay. Thank you very much. Actually, I have a lot of diverse professional backgrounds. In fact, I first started as a vet technician, having been trained in Cuba for about 6 years. And then I came back to Ghana. I did the national service. I practiced intensively, even in the northern part of the country, where we handle a lot of ruminant cases. Then later on, I came to the the mid of the country, where poultry is dominant. So I had a lot of experience practicing as an avian vet technician. Then I moved to the southern part of the country, of course, the capital, where I started a veterinary pharmacy shop, and I did a lot until I'm sharing this until the Vet Council in Ghana decided to tell me I have to close my shop because definitely I was doing some clinical cases along the line. And this is what really motivated me to get back to school to go and do the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine here in Ghana. But before even that, I had also done a higher national diploma in pharmacy technology. And I do a lot of research. I'm a research enthusiast, and I do a lot of research. So I realized that there were, there was a gap when it comes to, managing, especially wastewater. And with my background in pharmacy technology, I could do a whole lot of things. Currently, we prepare Dr. More, bioenzymes, which of course taking it right from my background in pharmacy technology, I've been able to produce a lot of bioenzymes. And I also realized that as I go on clinical rotations, I realized that sometimes when it comes to environmental management in our clinics, sometimes we fall short. So there was this trial that I was doing where I use these enzymes to at least anytime that we have cases of, let's say, parvo, I dilute them and I pour. And then, all of a sudden, the smell that pungent smell will just vanish. So I realized that no, these are things that I can really advance into. You understand? I still do clinical work all right. But then, only that, because I realized that these are areas that are on tap that I can also help as a vet. You understand? So there is a need for me to do what? To promote. And I do a lot of research. Like we won we won a grant of £5,000 from a animal trust. And the work that we are doing, like one medicine concept or one medicine awareness and acceptance among healthcare professionals in Ghana. And we have gone all the way, look, from southern Ghana, mid Ghana, northern Ghana. Currently, I'm speaking. That's why I say we are coming from a field data collection that we went. And any place that we go, when we meet the human health professionals, I am telling you, and I want to buttress on the point where the other doctor was talking about value. Sometimes what they tell us is that, what they see is that, elsewhere, what they see is that vets come, anybody with a bag hang on his neck, with syringes and then some antibiotics injecting animals here, it's a veterinary doctor. And I say, amazing. I say, how come? And of course, if you are not so careful, even as a young veterinarian, if you don't have a job, you enter into a place, you have your bags, and then they say to them, I consider you are in a quack. You get me? So sometimes it is not the fault that we are undervaluing ourselves. But if we are not very careful too, this is how people portray us. Because in most places, people see us like, as for veterinarians, they are only going around injecting dogs. I mean, so some of us wanted to prove the point that there are other areas that we can also do. There are other areas that we can also do, just to prove a point that, veterinary is not solely about, and remember that what I'm doing is public health. Public health, what I'm doing is public health. You understand? What I'm doing is public health. You get me?
Yes,
because
sir.
in public health, waste management is a concern. So what I'm doing is public health. Only that we use a lot of, only that we are concentrating ourselves into environmental health solutions. So anytime that I have an opportunity to talk, I tell the one health person, because I'm a pharmacy technologist, license to practice in Ghana. I'm a veterinarian. And then I do environmental things. So I'm the best ambassador to really portray that this is really what ourselves in. Of course, because I cannot also sit down and I cannot also sit down because after COVID-19, I lost a lot of my staff. I lost a lot of things. And look at me as a fee-paying person in school. And that is how come. And that is advice I'm giving guys. Let us not only sit down and say, okay, fine, this is only veterinary. I must only do maybe. Even we met an experienced veterinarian.
Mm-hmm.
Do anything. Why don't you go and do public education and talk to people not only about rabies, but talk to people about zoonotic diseases from talk to people about toxoplasmosis. We were in the hospital interviewing midwives, and we were telling them, please, I know for sure anytime that they come, when you are doing your pregnancy school, do you even ask any of them whether they have cats in their houses? And the question was no. And I pulled a research that was done, and I pulled a research that was done in Ghana here. And the number of pregnant women with toxoplasmosis cases. So sometimes you see, these are some of the things that we have to work. We have to really expand our tentacles. We have to expand our tentacles. Until just recently, it is just because we were so serious here in Ghana. Even meat hygiene inspection would have even left our hands as veterinarians in Ghana. Because it was the environmental health people who were doing meat inspection. And we said no.
Wow.
We won't allow that. And we stopped them by law. So we need to explore. We need to explore other areas so that they can also see what. In fact, we visited one of the topmost hospitals in Ghana, and we went to still collecting data, and we met some having a discussion, and these doctors normally training and other things. And they were asking us, they told us that, oh, do you know any veterinary anesthesiologists? Because anytime that we use the pigs, they die. And I said, oh, anesthesiologists. And then they said that come May, they are giving us a contract so that we handle those animals while they do what they want to do. So there are a lot of opportunities. Only that you see, only that come together, have programs like this, so that we can share for others also to move, or for others also to tap such opportunities. I am telling you that people envy veterinarians. They see us that we have a lot of opportunities, but we sit down and cross our legs. And all what oh dog, all what the people want to hear, oh I'm dog. No, we need to go the extra mile. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Magjo. That was a lot from a depth of passion. Thank you so much for that. I think it also corroborates what Dr. Ahmed and Dr. Joseph said earlier when it comes to not restricting yourself. One of the things you mentioned that I really love is that you were able to spread the tentacles of your knowledge, which will bring me to the question I would ask you before I go to Dr. Ahmed. Spreading the tentacles of your knowledge, exploring different options. I love the things you said, especially knowing that we are not restricted to just animal health alone. We are key positioners in One Health medicine, where we are supposed to take that position of a stakeholder as animal health professionals in protecting also human health and environmental health. I love the example you gave about toxoplasmosis, collaborating with hospitals, clinics. I mentioned on a particular group I am about a few months ago, and I mentioned that it is high time we started putting action into most of these things. There's a very big difference between knowing and doing. A lot of veterinarians, a lot of young veterinarians, I've met veterinarians across several African countries, and we know our stuffs. We know our stuffs. We know our onions. But the issue that I have noticed is that we usually don't know how to transition that knowledge into reality. There's that gap. And it's a gap that we need to fill. It's a vacuum that we need to fill up. We need to know how to transition, convert that knowledge into reality. Because if we are celebrating One Health Day now, you will see majority of veterinarians, and usually young veterinarians, we enter the same shoes of the veterinarians that have gone before us. We go to radio stations, or everybody posts on their Instagram stories. We say, oh, One Health, vaccinate your dogs, do this and do that. It's like we have been caged in that circle of recycled knowledge where we have a lot of things to explore. What about partnering with, just like you mentioned, the example you mentioned, partnering with clinics and educating them? Let's bring it to reality. Let's bring it to action. Let's show people that this is real. They should not be checking it on our Instagram reel. Let's bring it to real life. So I really love what you said, Dr. Maxwell, and I think that every one of us listening tonight would take one or two things home. I have some people on this call I quickly want to recognize. I'll be calling them to speak. I can see Dr. Kayode on the call. Thank you so much for joining. I can see Dr. Delilah from Uganda. Thank you so much for joining. I'm still going to throw the room open for more conversational contributions. But Dr. Maxwell, before I move to Dr. Ahmed for the final questions, you said you are a pharmaceutical technician, am I correct? And now you have moved into bio waste, and you are also a veterinarian, and you are licensed to practice. I'm not trying to put you on a hotspot now professionally. I know that every one of these areas of practice that you have, let me put it this way: which role or what role is you being a veterinarian contributing to the success of who you are in all of these aspects of your practice?
Okay, thank you very much. You see, when I came back from Cuba as a young veterinary technician, and I sat down and I look at the entrepreneurial aspect of it. You understand? So initially, I had contracts with some big men that will allow me to come to their houses twice a them. I was doing that. Then I decided to come to school, right? That is when I came down and I went to do pharmacy technology. Now, the reason why I entered into pharmacy technology was of my family, my mom, my brother, and my sister. You see, and God being so good, I was able to work as a medical rep extensively. And that is after my medical rep job, then I resigned to start up my own businesses. And that is where all these things emerged. You understand? So in my company, when it comes to the biodigester and that sort of thing, I am only a CEO. I have my boys, I have my masons, they do the construction. But notwithstanding, when it comes to the preparation of the enzymes, I do the enzymes as a pharmacy technologist. I do that one as a pharmacy technologist. That is it. So that is it. That is why I have other times to do my work as a vet. I have other time to do because I have people that I work with, and this one boils down with leadership. And I told you I was pushing more towards establishing a veterinary veterinary pharmaceuticals. If you go on my LinkedIn page, you will see there are a lot of companies that I've worked with, both for human side and veterinary side.
So being a veterinarian,
I mean, so I practice. So in those periods, that's what I was doing now. Yeah, hello?
Yes, sir, I'm with you, Dr. Maxwell.
Yes. So that is it. That's why I'm telling that. See, in our current focus on one area, you need to have some diverse backgrounds. I know for sure that at the end of the day, I'm ending up in veterinary pharmaceuticals and as a risk and at the same time in research. For my company, I have my people that I work with. For them, they do the production unit that I do the enzymes. They are there, they are producing. I supervise.
Yes. Thank you very much.
So
Yes,
thank you very much.
yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Maxwell. Thank you very, very much, Dr. Maxwell. I remember when I was in vet school, it was always emphasized and re-emphasized that if you can successfully be a all-round veterinarian, there's nothing else you cannot do. Thank you so much, Dr. Maxwell. Dr. Ahmed, let's talk about uh, uh, innovations, digital space. As young veterinarians, we are also humans like every other professionals, and we are also in digital spaces, social media, this area of artificial intelligence. How do you see, the new tech world changing veterinary practice in Africa, and what areas do you think young veterinarians should look into in this current tech world? Dr. Ahmed. Dr. Ahmed.
Okay, hello. Can you
Yes,
hear me?
sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, I think I had an interruption with my network. I didn't grasp the entire question.
Okay. Yes, I was saying we live in the world of AI, technology, social media, and all of that. I said as veterinarians, do you think that this new tech world has impact on the future of veterinary medicine in Africa? And what are the areas would you advise as young vets we should look into in this current tech world?
Okay, I think the rise in technology, especially in Africa and among young people like myself, among the youth nowadays, and I think is going to significantly reshape the veterinary practice in Africa, even coming from the way we are now being taught veterinary medicine in school compared to maybe years ago. You will notice that we are incorporating technology into it, and but then the way the technology is going to shape veterinary practice, it will not be in the way many people assume. Like it's not just about advanced tools. I believe it's about how will it solve our fundamental gaps in access, in data, and at the same time in efficiency. Like we've had a lot of issues in veterinary medicine in the past, and recently we noticed that we're able to bridge some of the gaps with the invent of technology and every other this thing. But for example, let me talk about the aspect of maybe something like mobile platform telemedicine. Vet Connect, for example, it's a new changing trend in how veterinary medicine is being perceived. See, the way the Vet Connect into veterinary space, it's different from the fundamental or the traditional way of the way veterinary medicine is being perceived. And recently, the pharma that has been, I was so impressed with the way Pharma Lab has been reshaping the perception of veterinary medicine in Nigeria. So I believe the mobile platform, the telemedicine, can actually help us to bridge the gap between veterinarians and our target audience, which are usually the animals, the owners, the farmers. So I believe starting from digital surveillance system can help us to improve some of early detection of disease outbreaks. I've seen it recently. I think Vet Connect posted something about Lassa fever outbreak here and there, and the
Yeah.
news just spread rapidly. Everybody was involved. We were able to see our contributions into public health space. People are now seeing us
Mm.
beyond just random people that just treat goat and animals. And I
Yeah.
used to see follow some alerts to a lot of statistics. Oh, this is happening. So. This is this data. We are
Mm.
now have data to back up any of our claim. That is another aspect of
Mm.
it. Surveillance.
Yeah.
And, when we talk about surveillance, we'll talk about data, which is a critical
Mm-hmm.
aspect of managing disease. You cannot just tell us
Mm-hmm.
that, 500 people we die or 500 people died from so, without telling us how you're able to get the data. How were you able to track it?
Mm.
And a lot of data-driven tools can also help us to support a lot of decision making around the treatment and vaccinations. Like recently, I
Mm.
think has been anthrax vaccination, Newcastle vaccination that has been the L Press, and think is in partnership
Yes.
with Alert and Co. that have been done across several states. That will not be a success if there is no technological involved, whereby we're able to generate data,
Mm.
surveillance, oh, there is this problem, and when we can actually attack it. You need data to present to the people
Mm.
before they will actually believe what we are saying. So it is actually changing the
Yes.
perception of veterinary medicine in Africa, truly. And I believe this is just the beginning if we are just starting, because once we fully integrate into this technology, that we're able to maximize it, I think veterinary medicine will be the sky will just be the beginning for we the young vets.
Yes,
But
sir.
also the real impact of technology, especially in low income countries like Africa, will depend on how well we're able to adapt it to local realities. That is the gap that is currently that some of we the young vets are missing. How do we maximize it? How do we adapt it into our realities? Like we already know we have limited infrastructure, we have low digital literacy, and the most important constraint, like you stated earlier, the cost. Like if some of us have Starlink now, would have been a better, we'll be able to communicate with each other
Mm-hmm.
on. So we need to look at all those
Without interruption.
so for we young
Mm.
veterinarians, I think the key to maximizing this digital literacy, the technological advancements, in integrating it into the veterinary advancement of veterinary profession is not just to use technology to position ourselves at at the intersection of veterinary medicine and also other fields. Can you still hear me, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are with you.
So, like I'm saying, the key is not just to use the technology, but we should be able to position ourselves at the intersection. I
Mm-hmm.
like the previous speaker, whereby he was able to integrate. That is where diversity comes in. How can we maximize
Mm.
this to achieve diversity in veterinary profession? And in the next
Mm.
10 years, a lot of people will know veterinarians more than just treating animals, because we are
Yes.
evolving very and we are maximizing technology. And I believe the youth, which are the young veterinarians like me, and a
Mm.
lot of people, we are the drivers of this. So it also depends on our ability to position ourselves at the intersection of
Mm.
veterinary in the another emerging fields, ability to mix up with digital animal health, maybe data analysis, biosecurity, one health, like the previous speaker stated, innovations, they are very, very important. Very, very important. It will
Yes,
change
sir.
how people
Yes,
see
sir.
us. It will change how people see us. And those who understand the science and the systems, like some of us are learning from some of the emerging platforms like the Vet Connect, the Farm Alert. We are trying to understand the science behind it and also the system. And then some of us that understand it and we can use technology to solve real problem, we actually be the one to lead the future of veterinary practice in Africa. And I believe
Mm.
with adequate mentorship, veterinary medicine will fly much, much higher in Africa, and will be at a par with our colleagues at the global scale. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. Thank you. Data is good now. Data is good. I mean, every meaningful thing must be backed up by data. Thank you very much. And one thing I also picked is that it is all encompassing. Either it's social media, either it is e-commerce, either it is digital platforms, either it is telemedicine, either it is digital animal health ecosystems or artificial intelligence. One thing is that we should maximize every one of them to our good. I would go lastly to Dr. Joseph. Now, Dr. Joseph is a wildlife vet in Kenya. Dr. Joseph, if you are with me, I want you to share with us, as a wildlife veterinarian in Kenya, is it a very encouraging place to start as a young vet? Would you advise, as young vets who have interest in wildlife medicine, start directly from wildlife, conservatory medicine like you started, or you would advise that we go through probably small animal practice, large animal practice before moving to wildlife medicine? Dr. Joseph.
Thank you. Quite interesting question. I'd go with my experience. I came to wildlife medicine with no experience in wildlife medicine. I just decided to take a step and just see what's going on in this field. So from experience, I'd say that no, just go for it. I wouldn't say that you go to small animal or large animal. Just take the step. Most of they normally said like journey of 1,000 miles start with a single step. So
Begins
just
with the
take
step.
that.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So just take that step, and I think I'm an evidence of that I took that step, and here I am, just probably a year and 1.5 down the line, and everything is quite good and interesting. So it just needs you to have, sorry to put these words, but have the guts to just go for it. Just have that energy and be like, I can do this, and believe myself, and I'll definitely do this. And yeah, and you never know. Just 2 months, 3 months down the line, it will be the best decision you've ever made in your life. So I'd say, as long as you have the passion and you have the zeal and the energy for it, go for it. Don't wait. Don't wait and say, because you might go to small animal and deal with dogs, cats, and then later on you find that, okay, probably the space has grown and you have a lot to learn. But as early as you can, once you're done school, or even before you're done school, you can look for attachments and go there and learn. Yeah, it's a good space, and you'll get to interact and explore a lot. Yeah. So yeah, go for it. Don't
Yes.
wait. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
Go for it. Go for it. Thank you very much, Dr. Joseph. Dr. Joseph is a celebrity vet in Kenya. He's a top wildlife. I'm always happy when I see you in the news. When I see you in the African news, I'm like, yeah, I know Dr. Joseph. I see your pictures with the rhinos, with the elephants. I'm always very, very happy when I see young vets thriving. And when we are in very critical spaces, I'm always very, very glad. Also last year, it was a national celebration celebrating Dr. Ahmed. When he was announced as the World Veterinary Student of the Year, I was so proud and happy. The fact that he is even my successor at the International Veterinary Student Association as the national president. I was really, really proud. I'm always very excited. It gives me great joy when I see young veterinarians, thriving. And look at, what Dr. Maxwell is doing in Ghana. I mean, I am definitely going to. Dr. Joseph, I mentioned it the last time I was in Kenya. I was supposed to see you, but I couldn't because I had another engagement like the second day in Lagos. So I had to leave Kenya that same day after a week. But I'm definitely coming to see you very soon in Kenya. because I see the great things you are doing, and I mean, it's awesome. So thank you so much for all the things you are doing, Dr. Frank. So thank you so much. I'm going to take contributions. Pardon me, I would want to bring in some of our elderly ones, our mentors for contributions. Then we open the floor for every one of us. Then we have final fun with our guest. Dr. Kayode Femi is the CEO of Farmalat. You can see that Dr. Ahmed was mentioning Farmalat, Farmalat, Farmalat. I'm sure that every one of us across Africa know about Farmalat. Dr. Femi, it's so good to have you with us, sir, this evening. We'd like to hear some contributions from you. Thank you so much for joining. Dr. Kayode.
Yes, Doc, good evening. Well, I wanted to just participate and be part of the audience because hearing other perspective is one of the really very good things that can also sharpen one's view about things. And I must commend VetConnect. Good job. We all know you are one of our high flyers, and we appreciate the energy and the creativity you're putting in. And to all our speakers from Ghana, from Kenya, and then, of course, our own Dr. Ahmed, thank you for the perspective you people have shared. I'm also a young vet, so it's important we all do this together. Maybe on a final note,
Yes, sir.
what I would just say is that unfortunately, we are meant to carry more responsibility than our age could tell. And if we don't do it, uh, the people coming behind us, we face a steeper, a tougher battle. We thank what our elders have done, but the world has evolved, and we are the bridge between their own sets. Elon Musk scared me and said that maybe probably in another 20, 30 years, there will be more robots than humans. Well, we might not think it is correct, but things are evolving. And so our own thinking has to be like a child to contemplate things and see and question things. Our elders sometimes get a little bit agitated when we question things, but we will need to question it. We will need to risk looking like we have lost the way to find a better way. And so, what I think we really need as young people is a bit of some courage, right? And for lack of a better word, we must risk being misunderstood. All of us won't be that way, or else there will be a lot of chaos. But for some of us, like people like Vet Connect and all our speakers today, you're where you are because you're different. And that difference has to also show in the pattern of thinking. Once we can correct that, we should not struggle to show the relevance of veterinary medicine. Struggling still means we're thinking at their level. We must
Yes,
evolve the
sir.
pattern in a way that nobody can deny. When they were still fighting with knife and cutlass and arrows, it's the heftier men that were rewarded. By the time gun was invented, it made spear and arrow irrelevant. Right. And that's the level of innovation we must put into our thinking. It starts, first of all, start from our thinking. Once it changes in our thinking, the approach we take will eventually be a lot more different. And then on a final note, I just want to say that in another 20 years, all of us will be elders. And let's not allow the people coming after us to complain that we didn't do enough. The people coming after us should not survive. The title of this is surviving, right? They should not survive.
Yes, sir.
They should be able to fly. based on the quality of work we must have done. There's no time for us young people to play around. We have to work 25/7 if there's anything like that to build a bridge for our next generation. Well done, everybody. I'm super, super, really very proud to be part of this event, and I can see that we're all taking a path where all of us will, even if we won't eat all the fruits, but our future generation will be grateful that we existed. Thank you, everybody. And then, Dr. Abiodun, super proud of you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. It's so good to hear from you tonight. That's another word from depth of wisdom. Thank you so much, Dr. Kayode. Thank you for always showing up. All right. I saw Dr. Delilah, boy. I can't find that. All right. So I'm going to ask Dr. Ahmed, Dr. Maxwell, Dr. Joseph. I'm going to ask you one question. It's just 5 questions, and you just give me your answer straight up. Okay, and we round up for tonight. Okay, so let's go. Dr. Ahmed, Dr. Joseph, Dr. Maxwell. That's how you're going to answer the question. So my first question, give us one tool every vet must have. Dr. Ahmed, one tool every vet must have. One tool every vet must have.
The ability to communication.
Communication skill. Okay. Dr. Joseph, one tool every vet must have.
Ability to consultation. Yeah, consultation with other people.
Consultation. One tool every vet must have. Consultation. Dr. Maxwell, one tool every vet must have.
I mean, impact, greater impact for empathy.
Greater impact. All right. Second question, one habit that changed your career. Dr. Ahmed.
Consistency.
Consistency. One habit that changed your career. Thank you. Dr. Joseph, one habit that changed your career.
Not giving up.
Not giving up. Not giving up. Dr. Maxwell, one habit that changed your career. Dr. Maxwell.
The can-do spirit.
Can-do spirit. Thank you very much. All right, next question. One thing you wish your clients understood understood about vets, Dr. Ahmed. One thing your clients or everybody or the public, let's use the general public. One thing the general public understand. One thing you wish the general public understood about vets.
One thing I wish they understood about vets is that their health is actually tied to the animal health. I wish everybody that.
Human health is tied to animal health. Dr. Joseph, one thing you wish the general public understands about vets.
I think they could understand that we feel the same empathy as them. So yeah, and we all look forward to getting their pets good and healthy.
Yeah, thank you. Dr. Maxwell, one thing you wish the general public understood about vets.
Yeah, that the issues of vets matters as well as the issues of their animals.
Yeah, the animals and the humans. All right. Number 4 question, money or passion? Which should come first for young vets? Dr. Ahmed, money or passion? Which one should come first for young vets?
Yeah, I think should be passion.
Passion should come first for young vets. Dr. Joseph, money or passion?
Passion followed with money.
Passion followed with money. Okay, Dr. Maxwell, money or passion? Pardon? Okay, you said passion, right? Okay, sorry, I didn't get that. All right. The last question: private practice or employment? Dr. Ahmed.
Uh, uh, yeah, if I think I'll go for employment.
Employment first. Okay,
Yeah,
Dr. Joseph.
employment.
Private practice or employment?
Whatever presents itself first, the opportunity comes first.
Okay, no, you have to choose one. No, you have to choose one. Money, private practice or employment. Choose one.
Employment.
Employment. Okay, Dr. Maxwell. Private practice or employment? Dr. Maxwell. Bramwell
Can you
said
come over the
passionate
question,
money.
Paddy?
I said private practice or employment.
I mean, private practice.
Choose one. Okay, private practice. All right, thank you very much. So, okay,
No,
I
private
mean,
practice. Private practice.
yeah. We got that. Thank you very, very much. All right, let's have contributions from the audience. You can just raise your hand and you'll be asked to speak in about 2-3 minutes, and we are done. Someone said
Can I
money
probably
fuels
answer,
the passion.
Doc? Can I
Pardon, Dr.
probably answer a
Joseph?
question which was
Yes.
there was a question which was asked by Michelle in the chat,
Okay,
so I wish
go ahead.
to respond to that. Yeah, so she asked, so she's Michelle Luta, finally a bachelor's in wildlife management, and so she was asking how to find your journey of specializing in something with having diverse skill sets and multi-passionate interest. This takes me back to what Dr. Said said, that you need to not be open with many ideas. But I think the point comes when you're going and find so many, you find like you're good in small animal, large animal, wildlife. Then how do you choose which side to go? So I'd say how to find your journey of specializing in something starts with, it's a tough thing because I think I'm a victim of that. I love small animals, I love large animals, I love wildlife. Sometimes you're stuck on what to do. So how I do it is I look for spaces where I can do all that, even not if not concurrently, not like every single day. Like if I have like yes, I'm wildlife vet, but sometimes I just go to a clinic, be there for their vaccination campaigns, neuter campaigns, participate. Same case in the livestock side. So I think it's just finding a way of balancing all aspects so that you enjoy. Because sometimes you might feel I've done so many elephant cases, I need something. At least keep yourself at par with everything. So I'd say to answer this, I'd say just find a way of balancing all aspects and enjoying all sides. Because you might decide to specialize in probably large animal, then sometimes you feel like you need to go treat an elephant. So I'd say just find a way of participating in all of them in one way or another. So let's say you love disease surveillance, you can still do the same, whether you livestock, small animal, wildlife. Let's say you love surgery, you can do the same. So I think it's just finding a balance of all the aspects. So so just go for it, but just be able to balance and just experience all the. Don't limit yourself to just one area. No, be outgoing.
Exactly. Yes.
Because you never know where your breakthrough lies. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Joseph, and a very big thank you to everyone who has joined. This is yet another very impactful section. Bramwell is asking, when is the right time to know which field you want to end up in, and how do you separate ambition from greed, or when does ambition become greed? That's like a three question in one. Three question in one. Okay. Let me invite Dr. Kayode to help with that so that you can do justice to it in 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 few minutes, all the questions answered at once.
All
Sir.
right, Doc. Okay, all right, Doc. So he said, how do you know what field to play? So here's my usual advice to young people. And so I'm from the Christian background. Whatever your hand finds to do, right? Do it with all your heart. When you're driving a car in the night and it's the headlamp can just show you 200 meters, you will never, if you're living from one destination to the other, you can only see 200 meters or so. But it's as you move forward that you see the next step, that you see the next step, that you see the next step, right? So whatever, I like one of our resource persons today said, whichever one comes first, and that's the approach. Opportunity sometimes comes when you're serving or doing 2 weeks internship. Let nobody beat you in terms of hard work and commitment. There's a reason why
Yes,
young
sir.
people's paths close. Is because the little they find themselves, they do it still looking for another thing, not knowing that it is doing
Mm,
what you're doing well now that opens the door for the next step. So your
yes,
path
sir.
becomes clearer as you give your best to what it is that you're doing now. If anybody tell nobody's a soothsayer, right? So you will not really know. Pay attention to yourself and just be open-minded to what opportunity presents itself with the quality of work you do today. And then one of our resource person has always said you need a mentor. So at every point,
Yes.
sometimes you miss your way, but an experienced person can say, oh, no, just stay at this, stay a little while. So everybody needs a guide. I have a guide. Almost all of us that are successful have guides, and you cannot do without them. I will encourage all of us to have a guide. Then, in terms of greed and ambition or something, so what do you do with the little you have? Do you give? If the motive of getting more is to give, it can never be greed. Dangote is the richest black person. I saw a headline somewhere that he wants to open steel company. Right. He's at the level where if he rests, he will be okay for life. He said he doesn't even have any property outside. So why are you doing what you're doing?
Mm,
It's in the question of why you're doing what you're doing. If you just
mm,
want everything on your own, you want better clothes, better shoe, better watch, you want to upgrade your car every year, you want to show that people have arrived. How many lives do you have? So that fuels
mm,
your drive to amass more because you want to show. I
mm,
always don't buy that. But if I'm very ambitious, there are over 80 people working in Farmalat. There's one in Sierra Leone who will be in Ghana by this mountain. And what wakes me up, in fact, sometimes when I want to get discouraged, is because I look at the people with families in Farmalat and say, so what will they eat tomorrow if this ever fails? So if the
mm,
thought is to give, your ambition, in fact, you should have more of it. Because
mm.
whatever it is that drives you to release more of yourself for more people to benefit can never be wrong. That's how the world gets better.
Yes, sir.
That's how the world gets better. So check your heart. So why do you want more? Is it because you want to give or because you want to show that you have arrived? If want to show that you've
Mm,
arrived, then you keep building houses that you never stay in. Thank you.
mm, mm. Powerful. Thank you very much, sir. Bramwell. Bramwell is from Kenya. Bramwell, I'm sure your questions are well answered. You can unmute your mic.
Yes, yes, Doc. My questions are very well answered, and I am now very much guided. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Kayode. Thank you. A very big thank you to our speakers tonight, Dr. Joseph, the celebrity wildlife vet, Dr. Ahmed, our world veterinary student of the year, and Dr. Maxwell, our multi-talented veterinarian in Ghana. Thank you so much, Dr. Frank from Uganda. Thank you so much for doing this with us tonight. It's been a very wonderful 2 hours spent tonight, and I'm sure that every one of us who joined, we had a very short time, and we are very glad that we joined. We have a lot of take home. Myself, I have a lot of take home for tonight. And AfriVet Chronicles holds quarterly, and it holds across the African countries where we have veterinarians represented. So we'll be having our next one in June, and we are very sure that it's going to be another blast of wisdom being shared. Once again, thank you so much, and I really want to appreciate Dr. Kayode again. Thank you so much. I'm sure that Dr. Kayode's time on AfriVet Chronicles is going to be another explosive one very soon. I hope you would have time, Sha. But I'll be on his desk and his neck and his digital platforms. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us tonight, and thank you, everyone. I wish us a very splendid night rest, and we'll continue on our platform. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful night rest. Good night, everyone. Yeah, let's continue on the chat. Dr. Yusuf, let's pick it up on the chat. We have closed the meeting already. Thank you so much.